Hello everyone, I'm Brett Stokes, CEO of Lasar, the new CEO. We're just completely excited to be here. Our whole team, it's not just us, we're made up of a whole team, a lot of people that can't be here today, but are extremely excited about bringing a lot of new things, a lot of new ideas to everybody in this community. So I think there's some more information I'm going to get here in a second. Caleb's going to walk through some pretty important stuff too, but I did get to meet a lot of you guys. I don't think I've gotten to meet everybody, so I really would like to. So if you get a chance to walk up and just say hello, that'd be great the next day or so. So thank you. Thanks, Brett.
Good morning. I'm about 6'3", and that microphone's at about 4'8". Hey, my name is Caleb Brown, and I'm responsible for, actually we're not sure what I do at Lasar, but I've been hanging out with the guys, and you know, there's no story to tell without starting with the story of Paul Owen. And we just want to take a minute and thank and honor Paul. You know, Paul started this business 42 years ago when it wasn't popular and easy. And sitting with Paul and Sherry in their kitchen and living room, eating pizza and looking out over Clear Lake, we heard the story. And as we were thinking about whether or not we were going to be the right fit for Lasar, and Lasar was going to be the right fit for us, I asked a lot of questions, and I wanted to hear a story. And Paul Owen told me a story that was captivating. He told me a story about Mooney going out of business several times, and Lasar staying the course year in and year out, and honoring warranty work and building relationships with people. And he said, you know, it wasn't easy very many years, but we stuck in there and we built a reputation that people trust. And Sherry made a comment that caused me to really look very closely at Lasar. And she said, you know, these people aren't customers, they've become family. We've known these people for 42, 43 years. And I thought, man, that sounds like something special. So we looked at it, and of course, Paul Owen is a savant, he's a genius, he's the Picasso of this, or Rembrandt, depending on your opinion of Picasso. I'm more of a Rembrandt man myself. So he's the Rembrandt. I mean, he's built 31 modifications for Mooney's, and he's really made planes flying a lot better. We had the opportunity to hang out with them. We had about 140 people at the hangar there in Lakeport a couple of months ago, and we got all hopped up on chicken and cheap beer and celebrated 42 years of success. So Paul and Sherry, we just want to say thank you for your contribution to the industry. We love you and we honor you. Can we give it up for Paul and Sherry? Thank you so much. Now, to his credit, he's trying to retire and leave us alone, and we're so thankful that he's still local. So, as we look at the future of Lasar, I just want to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about what we see when we look out at the future. You know, there are muscle cars, and you look at a muscle car and you look at a new car, and which one do you want? You want a muscle car from the 70s, right? These new Chargers that Dodge put out, I'm sure that it was a nice idea, but if you want a real Charger, you gotta get one from the 70s, right? So as we talk about the future at Lasar and where we're going, we're really, really excited about the next generation of pilots getting into some really cool Moonies. You know, there's a lot of you that are gonna retire within the next 25 or 30 years. May not be flying your Moonies a lot longer. And it would be a shame. I think it would hurt all of our aviator hearts to see these birds rust out or sit unflown. And so we're actively working with, and we have 5 people in our marketing department to capture the next generation. We're doing a lot of cool stuff with service, with mobile apps. One of the things that we'll do too that's coming out in the first quarter of next year is you'll be able to download the Lasar app on your smartphone. And when we start working on your Mooney, you're gonna get a push notification that says someone has just touched your airplane. And you'll be able to open the app and see what parts have gone on so far, what the work order was that you agreed to. And what I'm trying to talk our guys into right now is to put cameras in the shop. They're all telling me no for legal reasons, but we might sneak some cameras in, I'm not sure. And what the whole goal of where we're going and what angers all of us about the service industry is when people don't shoot straight with us, when they take advantage, when you end up with sticker shock. And so internally, our motto has become no secrets, no surprises. if a customer calls and says, hey, I didn't know about this and I'm upset, I metaphorically light the building on fire. I go absolutely ballistic. Brett and I are entirely too young to have a bad reputation. So we're working really, really hard to make sure that our service department is upfront, honest, that there's no secrets and no surprises. Our goal is that when you leave an experience with Lasar, you go, maybe I didn't get everything I wanted, but they didn't surprise me. There was no sticker shock, and I think those guys are shooting straight. So that's the goal as we look forward to the future. You know, we've got a lot of hot ideas, and I would say that the second biggest thing that impressed me about Lasar when we got there was the caliber of people. I've been involved in the software industry and political campaigns. I've done some really cool stuff. I've been really fortunate. When we showed up to Lasar, I walked in with my clipboard and my management experience thinking, okay, who do we have to fire? And to Paul and Sherry's credit, they built a team. We didn't have to fire a single person. In fact, the team has almost tripled in size in the 5 months we've been involved. And there are two people that are key to our success. Robert Brown is our general manager. And Robert, he is one of the funniest, coolest, most knowledgeable guys. He's forgotten more about the aviation industry than Brett and I know combined. And between Dan in parts and Robert in service, I'm telling you, these guys are, we're trying to figure out how to get, you know, an elixir for these guys so they can live forever. I mean, these guys are really sharp. They build great teams. Their people love them, and they're really, really key to our success. So while we've got some hot ideas and some mobile apps, and we're really excited about increasing our technology, when it comes right down to a successful business and a great customer experience, it comes back to a couple of dudes north of 60 that just know how to get stuff done on time, on budget, and treat people with respect. So I want to thank you, Dan and Robert, who doesn't get to be here today. These guys are really the core to this business, so thank you guys. And I want to introduce you guys to just a 90-second video, and then we're going to be out of here pretty quick.
Recently, a close friend of mine died in a tragic plane crash. While the cause of the accident is still unknown, it reinforced the fact that safety is still top priority in flying. My name is Brett Stokes. I'm the co-owner and CEO of Lasar. So I started flying about 23 years ago and actually fell in love with Mooney's a little over a decade ago. Got the opportunity to get into a partnership in a Mooney 231. That's also when I really got involved in understanding maintenance and the impact as it pertains to safety. The reason I purchased Lasar is deeply personal and emotional for me. Safety isn't something that should be left to just anyone. At Lasar, we hire the best and most qualified A&Ps and IAs. We spare no expense at finding the best talent. We don't play games or look for discounts when it comes to the safety of your family or your aircraft. Bottom line is this: we're committed and equipped to keep your aircraft safe for you and your family for years to come. Thanks for considering Lasar. We look forward to seeing you in Lake Fork.
So I'm not kidding when I say this. We're hiring, and if you meet a really great AMP or AI or sheet metal or fiberglass guy that's grumpy where he's at, please pull my card or Brett's card out of your bag and give it to him. I think we need to hire 23 more people. We turned away 29 planes last month because we don't have enough guys and the shop is too full. So I'm not kidding, we're hiring. I'm begging you, please. If you know an awesome mechanic, would love to meet him. So any questions about the future of Lasar or any of the directions we're going? Any advice for the new guys? Would love to hear from you guys before we turn the time back over to Trey.
When you opening Lasar East?
Lasar East, you know that? So his question was, when are you opening Lasar East? We got a phone call from a guy in Florida, and I'm headed out there in January to take a look at it and start to negotiate on the So it's real tentative. So if you've got any hot ideas or good connections in Florida, we're doing a scouting trip in January. So, because there's so many great old birds on the East Coast that would love to keep in top quality condition. Because I mean, Robert and Dan, these guys are just sharp. I mean, they'll do a great job on the East Coast. So, I know that was a funny question, but we're seriously looking at it. Good. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
How was your response to your t-shirt?
Dustin, how many t-shirts did we ship?
700.
732
32.
t-shirts went out. And how many are on the waiting list for the next one?
Over 60.
About 60 more are on the waiting list. So it's just kind of a fun reintroduction.
Good response.
Yeah, and we had them in children's sizes too. So I've got 3 little daughters, 9, 7, and 3, and they wear them around, and they're pretty cute. So, any other questions? Awesome. Well, hey, we want to thank you guys for flying Moonies. As we know, everybody here, they're the best darn airplanes in the whole world. So we think this is a pretty cool community of people. So thanks for letting us be a part and be the new guys. Thank you guys so much. Bless you.